Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Feel Good with KD podcast. I'm happy you're here and grateful you're choosing to spend this time with me. We've done this a little bit in the past, but today we're going to be talking about the 6 foundations that we learned about while in school to become nutritional therapy practitioners. As an NTP, we believe that the 6 foundations support the proper function and overall health of your body. And while everyone is different, we certainly account for bio-individualism. These quote-unquote basics are the root of creating an optimally functioning human. The 6 foundations are nutrition, digestion, blood sugar regulation, fatty acids, mineral balance, and hydration. Let's start with nutrition. Nutrition is the cornerstone of our NTP practice because eating a nutrient-dense whole food diet sets the rest of the foundations and your body up for success. By consuming a balanced amount of foods that are as close to how they appear in nature, according to our student guide, our Basics of Nutrition student guide, while eating a variety of locally sourced, if possible, organic fruits, vegetables, and sustainably sourced meats and seafoods, you will likely get the majority of nutrients your body needs. What are nutrients, you may ask? Nutrients are basically the chemical substances contained in food that are necessary to sustain life and can be broken down into macro and micronutrients. Water is also a necessary nutrient, which we're going to talk a little bit more about in the Hydration Foundation module, but it's because it's the most important nutrient you can consume. So our macronutrients are proteins, carbohydrates, and fats, which I'm sure you've heard of before. But it's imperative that we get a good ratio of each in our daily diets to sustain blood sugar levels, energy production, and healthy cells, which make our bodies function optimally. This is something we work on a lot with our clients. What's the proper amount of each you should be consuming? Again, it's bio-individual, but we can figure it out together. Micronutrients are the vitamins and minerals our bodies need as well. I'm sure you've heard of well-known vitamins like vitamin C, D, and minerals like calcium and magnesium. Did you know that most vitamins and all minerals cannot be manufactured in the body, that they must come from food and drinks? Therefore, what we choose to eat is so important. Our bodies require those vitamins and minerals to survive. There's a big difference in eating some delicious blueberries or a grass-fed steak than a bag of Doritos in what it does to our body. We're looking for optimal health, so choosing vitamin and mineral-rich foods is imperative. As we consume these amazing whole foods, our next foundation is digestion. Without our digestive system working properly, we would not be able to assimilate or use those delicious fat, carbs, proteins, vitamins, and minerals that exist in our food. Every cell in our body relies on those nutrients to function, and since we are simply a bunch of cells, feeding them properly is important. We consider digestion a north to south process that begins in the brain. I know, it's fascinating that our brain plays an integral part of our digestive process. For digestion to function at all, we need to consider all aspects of that north to south process. From the north, our nervous system needs to enter a parasympathetic state, or the rest and digest mode. If we're sitting down, calming our bodies and minds, visualizing, smelling our food, our brains know food is coming. The rest of the digestive process is very mechanical, with chewing, swallowing, having our body release enzymes, stomach acid, and hormones, which break down and make purpose of the macro and micronutrients, vitamins, and minerals. If there's a breakdown in the north to south process, which includes the stomach, small intestine, large intestine, and colon, we can have digestive distress like bloating, heartburn, constipation, and/or diarrhea. Our goal is to get your digestive system to function optimally, and sometimes all that takes is to slow down to eat and make sure all your digestive fluids and acids are functioning and releasing properly. Next, and this is something that is near and dear to my heart, is blood sugar regulation. As you know, I'm a big stickler for managing this in my kiddos. Blood sugar regulation is controlled by our central nervous system and its communication with the PALs, or the pancreas, adrenal glands, adipose tissue, liver, and skeletal muscles. All those areas of the body play an integral part in maintaining your blood sugar levels, but it really starts with the food you consume. The increased consumption of processed and refined foods, combined with environmental toxicity and stress, has created a world full of people with chronic blood sugar issues. In looking to sustain our blood sugar, a balanced macronutrient diet is key. Eating the proper level of fats, proteins, and carbs together can help prevent glucose spikes. Glucose is the medical term for blood sugar. If we have glucose spikes, our body works hard to get your blood sugar levels back to a normal range with a wide variety of processes, namely the pancreas releasing insulin to transport said glucose to our cells. But sometimes that's not enough, and we end up needing support from our adrenal glands. This wide swing of blood sugar can wreak havoc on your nervous system, causing a cascade of hormones like epinephrine to be released. Have you ever felt shaky after going for a long period of not eating or a short while after eating something sweet? It doesn't feel good. You'll hear NTPs talk a lot about healthy blood sugar regulation because it's important for efficient metabolization of all three macronutrients to create consistent energy levels and reduced cravings throughout the day. We can talk about metabolic flexibility at another show. Next on the list of foundations is fatty acids. If you were raised in the 70s through 90s, you were likely taught that fat is bad, that eating saturated fat was even worse, that fat was the root cause for lots of bad things that could happen to your body, like heart disease. However, with more modern research, we've come to learn that our bodies need fats. They just need the healthy kind. What are healthy fats, you may ask? According to the NTA Fatty Acid Student Lecture, healthy fats and oils require simple equipment to extract from the seed, nut, or animal and do not require further processing to be edible. These are fats and oils our ancestors could produce in their own kitchens and gardens. For example, coconut oil, olive oil, lard, and butter. Unhealthy fats and oils require industrial equipment and chemical solvents to extract and always require further processing to make them edible. For example, artificial trans fats, canola oil, soybean oil, and cottonseed oil. As we learn more about fats, they play several important roles in our body, including they provide a source of energy, they create a protective lining around our organs, they act as building blocks for cell membranes and hormones, they help regulate energy by slowing the absorption of food. Remember blood sugar regulation? Fat absolutely helps here too. It helps aid the absorption of fat-soluble vitamins A, D, E, and K. It increases satiety, meaning it makes you feel full and full for longer than just eating something without fat. It also allows for the proper use of proteins, and ultimately it makes food taste good. There are two polyunsaturated fats essential to our body: linoleic acid, which is omega-6, and alpha-linolenic acid, which is omega-3. Consuming these and other fatty acids create prostaglandins. Prostaglandins are hormone-like substances the body cannot do without. They exist in nearly all body tissues and fluids. They are formed from essential fatty acids and are synthesized in the cell's membranes. What are they? Why are they necessary? Prostaglandins open and close channels in the cell membranes to allow the nutrients to enter. They help maintain homeostasis within the body, amongst several other things. Without proper EFAs in our diet, we've seen anything from being hungry, quote unquote, all the time, low energy, fatigue, achy joints, skin issues, cardiovascular, mental health issues. The importance of consuming proper EFAs cannot be stressed enough. Okay, two more. Next is mineral balance. Minerals comprise of about 4% of our body, and we must get them from foods and drinks that we consume, as they cannot be created in the body, unlike some fatty acids and hormones. There are at least 18 minerals that are considered required for good health. Minerals play numerous important roles in our body, including acting as cofactors for enzyme reactions, contracting and relaxing muscles, facilitating the transfer of nutrients across cell membranes, regulating tissue growth, maintaining proper nerve conduction, providing structural and functional support. You've likely heard of a lot of these, but some of the more important minerals, namely macrominerals, are what we need more of. Are calcium, chloride, magnesium, phosphorus, potassium, sulfur, and sodium. There are 15 other micronutrients like iron and zinc that you probably hear a lot about as well. The most common mineral deficiencies are calcium, iodine, iron, magnesium, and zinc. Mineral deficiencies are caused by reduced minerals in foods, thanks Industrial Revolution, the need for cofactors to absorb the mineral, and the increased need based on where you are in your life. So again, going back to nutrition, you can see why it's important to eat a whole food, nutritious diet. It all comes together. And finally, hydration. We spoke earlier of water being the most important macronutrient our bodies need. This, above all else, is needed for survival. Our bodies could survive for weeks without food, but water is so essential that if it's not consumed within days, you won't survive. Water plays a significant role in our body. According to the NTA Hydration Student Guide, it improves oxygen delivery to cells, absorbs shocks to joints and organs, it lubricates joints, transports nutrients, regulates body temperature, improves cell-to-cell communications, enables cellular hydration, removes waste, maintains normal electrical properties of the cells, moistens oxygen for easier breathing, flushes toxin, empowers the body's natural healing process, cushions bones and joints, prevents tissues from sticking, and enables the digestive process. As you can see, water is literally a key to life. Without proper hydration, we see impacts from as little as 2% dehydration, including fatigue, dry mouth, cravings, muscle cramps, anxiety, headaches, and the inability to concentrate. At 10% dehydration, we can see significant health issues in the digestive, cardiovascular, immune, and musculoskeletal areas of the body. The kind of water you consume is also important. Most tap waters can be laden with chemicals and other materials that our body does not need, so we encourage filtered water that can be remineralized with electrolytes. Water depends on electrolytes for proper absorption. Electrolytes are essential minerals like sodium, calcium, and potassium that are vital to many key functions in the body, as we learned about in the Mineral Balance Foundation. Phew! Okay, that's it. Those are the six NTA foundations and why they are important to proper function, overall health within our body. Thank you for listening, and we'll talk again soon.